నారాయణం నమస్కృత్య నరం చైవ నరోత్తమం దేవీం సరస్వతీం వ్యాసం తతో జయముదీరయేత్. యక్ష ఉవాచ కః పండితః పుమాన్జ్ఞేయః. That is the question. Okay? Let us say, kaha, which, puman, person, panditaha, a scholar, jñeyaha, to be understood. So when you look at a person, we understand that person as a scholar, a scholarly person. When you do that, what kind of person he must be, such that we understand the person as a scholar? That is the question. Okay? Then the answer, yudhiṣṭhira uvāca, dharmajñaḥ paṃḍito jñeyaha. So the answer is, the one who knows dharma is the pandita. That's why the word pandita, as it is used in Gita, same sense it is used here. It is not scholarship. In English I said scholarly, it's okay, but it is not the scholarship the way it is understood in multiple contexts, in the modern context, or in any context for that matter. Generally, what is scholarship? Means you accumulate knowledge and have a lot of knowledge stored in the brain cells. That is considered a scholarship. That is not the pandita here. That is not the pandita. So what I should have done is, while translating, wise person, that is the question. Now you say panditaha, a wise person. That is the question. Now the question is in place. So, whom do you consider a wise person? So, and the answer is, the one who knows Dharma is the wise person. Wise person need not be a scholarly person. Generally, in a relationship, scholarship is known to disrupt the relationship. Whereas wisdom, it enriches the relationship. It is like two scholarly people. One is a PhD in biochemistry, another is a PhD in physiology. Suppose they fight with each other. Right? And sometimes they will be jealous of each other also. Suppose they are related to each other. Let us say they are brothers. They will be jealous of each other. Suppose sometimes it so happens they are husband and wife. They cannot live together. Because the scholarship, it disrupts the relationship. No, I have done PhD. Not only you did PhD, I too have done PhD. Now they cannot live together happily. The scholarship becomes a disruption. Whereas wisdom is different. Therefore, Sri Krishna says, Gatasu nagatasumscha nanushocanti panditaha. So the people who are living and the people who have gone, so people grieve about both. They have grief and they have complaints and they derive grief from a person who is living. And a person is gone, they have grief about that also. So when a person is alive, you are unhappy with the person. And the person is gone, you are unhappy that he is gone. Look at that. Whereas this is the worldly people, including the great scholars. On the other hand, a wise man is there. Somebody is living. The wise man becomes happy that he is around, hale, healthy, living, and in his relationship, he acquires only happiness. And the person is gone. The wise man is not going to sit and cry. On the other hand, the wise man may even feel happy that he is suffering, he is unhappy, he is struggling with some ailment. Good that he left the world. Good. Really, the wise people are like that. There are some wise people in Hrishikesh, when somebody dies, they celebrate. They smile. If not laugh, at least they smile. So, gatasun agatasunśca nanushocanti panditaha. There agatasunśca, the cha ivārthe chakaraha. They are happy when somebody goes, just like they are happy when somebody is around. So in that sense. So the idea is, one should have understood the secret of life and death. Then only he can be that way. Gatasu nagatasunśca na anushocanti. Such people, they must have understood what is life and what is death. And that's why they are equanimous in both situations. Not only equanimous, they don't have anything called sorrow in both situations. Somebody is living and we are sorrowful. Somebody is gone, we are sorrowful. So this is how the worldly people live. Whereas the wise man, they do not know what is sorrow with reference to people living as well as people who are gone. That is the Paṃḍita Shabda Nirvachanam. So that is the definition of Paṃḍitaha. In Gita, the Paṃḍita is also used. So, Vidyavanaya Sampanne, Brahmane, so like that, Paṃḍita Samadarshinaha. So who is a Paṃḍita? Not a scholarly person, a wise man. So an elevated soul who sees the same in all living beings. That is how it is. You see, suppose you have a telephone, old-fashioned telephone, and it rings, and now you go and take the receiver and put near the ear, and now you are talking. Are you talking to the telephone? Are you listening from the telephone? No. Are you talking to the telephone? No. You are talking to a living entity expressing through telephone. Right? The living entity, it is saying something. Telephone is only a medium through which the living person's saying is coming to you. You are relating to that life. You are not relating to the telephone box. Similarly, when you look at a human being, are you looking at a bundle of bones and flesh and blood and all that? Or are you looking at the life that is shining forth from that living person? Or are you looking at that awareness, that wisdom that is coming from the person? So how are you relating? This question is asked in the context of marriage also. Marriage issue is coming, I will discuss at that time. Therefore, the scholarship is not given a very big respect in Indian society. They did not respect a scholar for the sake of scholarship. They always respected wise people. That's why in India, some of the great gurus like Ramana Maharshi, he is not a scholarly person. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he is not a scholarly person. But they are wise people. And that's why they are highly venerated in the society. So they understood the secret of life and death. So that is the context. And now the Dharmaraja is saying, the king Dharmaraja is saying that the one who knows Dharma is the wise person. What is Dharma? I am happy that this discussion partly we have done. It is not a religion. It is not mata. Dharma is not mata. That's why, what is mata? Mata is religion. How do you describe the religion? In essence, the religion, the way it is practiced today in Indian society by Hindus, let us say. The same thing may apply to other religions also, more or less. The Hindus, we practice our religion. What is the essence of the religion that we practice? As far as I can understand, I can summarize it as ritualism, rituals, pilgrimage, and what else is left now? Rituals, pilgrimage, something else is prasadam included in ritual. Rituals, pilgrimage, sacred bath included in that. That's it. That is the essence of the religion. Ritual and pilgrimage. That is the essence of religion. Worshipping of images, etc. Sacred bath, prasada bhakshanam, eating prasada, all of these things is included in ritual. And then go from place to place, Kashi, Rameshwaram, etc. and visit the shrines. So this is the essence of religion. And is that dharma? No. That is not dharma, that is mata, not dharma. Suppose you have a feeling of love for the other person, that is dharma. So what is the distinction between mata and dharma? They are not same. Sometimes they can as well be the opposite. Because mata, the religion, divides. Whereas dharma, the very word itself, dharanāt dharma ityahuho. The word dharma is that which unites. You see? That's why the religion is based on, the foundation of religion is belief, whereas the foundation of dharma is wisdom. The wise man, the one who has the wisdom, he knows dharma. Therefore, the wisdom and the dharma, they are interconnected. And dharma unites people, whereas belief divides people. Why? In belief, you feel that you are a comrade, you feel a sense of camaraderie only with the other person with the same kind of belief. If the belief changes, you do not feel any sense of camaraderie. Over and above that, you may even feel enmity. Whereas that which brings people together, whatever that is, that brings people together, the sense of camaraderie, the comradeship, and then the sense of brotherhood, love. These are the things which bring people together. That is called dharma. Dharanāt dharma. Dharma has to be cautiously understood and should not be confused with belief system. That's why in India, when some of these Westerners come to Ramana Maharshi and all that, they come to Ramana Maharshi. Many of them came to Ramana Maharshi, like Paul Brunton, etc. So many of them. They used to come to Chandrasekhara Saraswati, the Kamakoti Pithadhipati, and they used to come to Sai Baba, the Puttaparthi Sai Baba, and also many of them used to come to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and others. They were never asked to convert their religion. There was no effort to convert them. Because these people, these are not religionists. A religionist would like to convert the other person. My religion is different from your religion, now you convert. There are groups which try to convert. Whereas these Mahatmas, they never asked anybody to convert. In fact, one gentleman wanted to asked Chandrasekhara Saraswati, the elder Swami, Kamakotipethadhipati, that he was a Christian. He wanted to convert to Hinduism, and he asked his advice. May I change my religion to Hindu Dharma? Would you recommend and would you advise anything about it? Then the Pethadhipati said, that Swami said, you need not convert. Be a good Christian. That is enough. That is what he said. Look at these people. How that is the wisdom. So, therefore, dharma is that which keeps people together. In fact, even a wider meaning is given to dharma. So, one meaning I told you, that which brings people together is the dharma. This dharma, continuing with the same meaning, there is a dharma for the individual. And then there is dharma within the family. And then there is the dharma within the community. Because the individual should live in resonance or in harmony with the family and with the society. You see how we put the individual, put a dot, around him family, and around him community, around him the world. Concentric circles is a wrong notion. Within this concentric circle model, the family is meant for the individual, the community is meant for the individual, and the world is also meant for the individual. That is how people get frustrated. Oh, my family is not cooperating with me. Why should your family cooperate with you? You should serve your family. You should serve the family, not that the family cooperate with you. The community is not helping me. The community need not help you. You should serve the community. Now the world has not offered anything. I am an unlucky person. The world has not offered anything to me. The company where I am working did not give me enough. It did not give you enough. You should give enough to the company. So this concentric circle model in which the family, the community and the society at large should serve, should work for the benefit of the person, the center, is a wrong model. It is against dharma. Then what is dharma? The individual, it is not a concentric circle model. It is a spiral model. The individual serves the family, which serves the community, which serves the universe. Did you get the model? Yes. That is the model. Therefore, the individual, he performs his duty in the service of the family, which performs the duty in the service of the community, which performs the duty in the service of the society at large. And that is the real worship of God. And that is the Aham Brahmasmi. The dot becomes Brahma, the whole. Therefore, dharma helps the dot, the person, to discover his divinity. That is the dharma. It connects the individual to the whole. That is the dharma. Whereas a belief system divides the person from the whole. That's why Mahatmas don't put a lot of emphasis on belief. They put emphasis on that which unites people, which is obviously love. You see, most people are unhappy in this world. Most people, including Swamis, this and that, whatever be the color of the dress, most people are unhappy. They are unhappy because they do not have love in their hearts. They have lots of religious practices in life and all that, but that love in the heart, it just doesn't exist. And therefore, they do not get connected, that dharma, dharanat dharma, They all the time, they become isolated. He gets married, but then he cannot entirely merge into that relationship totally. He maintains that, remains isolated even after marriage. Having given birth to children, still remains isolated. This is how people live. That's why people are unhappy, because there is no love in the hearts. You see, love arises in one's heart when there is no barrier between yourself and the another. Suppose she is my wife, so now I am relating with her. This wife thing I thought I will say in the next verse, but I am already saying it. So I will relate with her. So now you are relating with her means you are relating with that intelligence that obtains in that body-mind, or you relate with the body-mind. You relate with the body-mind, then there can never be true harmony. Whereas, like telephone box, do you relate with the telephone box or the person who is expressing through the telephone box? You relate to the person. You are not talking to the telephone. You are not talking to the wire and to the telephone lines. You are talking to the person. Similarly, when you say she is my wife, you are not relating to the physical body, of course, mind, body-mind. You are not relating to that. You have to relate to the true self in that person. That relation, Atma and Atma, that is Dharma. Now that relationship is very fundamental, and there is no division in it. It brings together, and there is harmony. That is the relation. Same thing with reference to father, son, etc. Therefore, it is a dharma which brings people together. And that dharma you should know. But we come across gurus who do not know dharma. They only know some details of some rituals, this and that. They do not know dharma. If they know dharma, then they will not become catalysts for division. That is very important. Therefore, that is the dharma, okay? One way I have put it. It can continue further also. In the Upanishad, this dharma is talked about. Upanishad said, the Rishi of the Upanishad says, don't follow me, don't imitate me, don't try to do what I do. You look at my life and see what are all the good things that are there in my life. And in the process you will come across some of the bad things also in my life. And now you dismiss the bad things, put them aside. And whatever good things you found in our life, emulate them. This is the advice given by the guru to the student. Yānyasmākagum sucharitani tani tvayopasyani no itarani. Itarani mane dushcharitani ityarthaha. Because in every person's life, there is a dark angle also. Not only the brightness, there can be some dark thing also. And you come across, you somehow come to know it. So, then you ignore it. Just don't follow that. That's why in the name of tradition, people become imitators. They just imitate. And what the other person did, this man does. The other person was dividing, segregating, and putting people aside. Therefore, this man continues the same thing and calls it a tradition. What this man should have done, That gentleman, in spite of his piety and all that, he was segregating. He had this sense of division. I don't follow that. Other good things I follow. I do not follow segregation. I love all. Does he do that? He doesn't do that. That man was segregating, caste, creed, etc. And therefore this man also segregates. And calls it a tradition. वो तो tradition हो सकता है, but it cannot become dharma. Because it is dividing. It is not uniting. That's why in the elders, we have to see vidvan vipaschid doshajñaḥ, the one who knows not only the good points in the others, but also the bad points in the others. We used to have a physics lecturer, great physics man. We learned a lot of physics from him. He used to smoke. We don't learn that. And okay, then go around saying that he is a useless person. We don't do that also. We recognize what is what. And we learn physics. The smoking part, we just ignore. So this you should do. When you come across a guru, there is so much good in that guru. And you can always see a little bad also. For example, the guru doesn't have any discipline in eating, suppose. He doesn't have any proper discipline in eating. He eats lots of sweets and all that. So you follow that. Guru Maharaj dosha khata hai, so I also eat dosha. You should not do that. Guru Maharaj, he loves all, therefore I love all. He is very kind to all, therefore I am kind to all. That is dharma. You should not, this is the advice given in the Upanishad. In the Upanishad, dharmāna pramaditavyam. Be alert. Is that vakya is there? Dharmāna pramaditavyam. Be alert that you should not fall down from dharma. So dharma, how to translate it? You have to give a translation also. You should not say, no, it cannot be translated. It is non-translatable word. You should not do this kind of a thing. You teach in English, so translate it. So righteousness, you can say. The righteousness. Don't translate it as a belief. That is not belief. Be right. Righteousness. That is dharma. And so, we have to keep that righteousness in every one of our actions. So, because it is the right, why do you call righteousness as dharma? Because that connects people. Be right by the other person. And that other person and you become brothers and friends. Be right. So that is all you have to do. The conduct should be right. As long as your conduct is right, the other person and you will come together. Therefore, that is dharma. Then the dharma has another meaning also. Those of you who have studied science in vernacular, as an object, a thing is there, a chemical, suppose a substance is there, not a chemical, a substance. We say bhautika dharma, physical properties. Then rasayana dharma, chemical properties. Like water, physical dharma. What is the physical dharma of water? So it boils at 100 degrees, freezes at 0 degrees. This is the physical dharma of water. Okay? And what is the rasayana dharma of the water? It reacts with this, it conducts electricity and it divides into hydrogen and oxygen. That is the rasayana dharma. So dharma means the intrinsic quality. That is the definition of dharma. The intrinsic quality. Okay? Now look at the world. Do you come across any substance, small or big, that violates its intrinsic quality? Answer is no. We have a proverb in Telugu, Neeru Palla Merugu, means water always flows downward. You never come across water flowing upward. When water is flowing downward, it is following dharma. Suppose there is one place where water is flowing upwards, then water is violating dharma. It never violates. Iron rusts in the atmosphere. Gold does not rust. It remains the same in the atmosphere. So rusting is the dharma of iron. Not having such a process, means reacting with the moisture in the air, is the dharma of gold. Therefore, all physical substances, inert substances, they follow their dharma. As long as they exist in this creation, they follow dharma. The same thing applies to animals and birds. They follow dharma. Only human beings violate dharma. And therefore, upadesha of dharma, somebody has to advise the dharma, teach the dharma, is required only for human beings. Because human beings, they talk of free will and all that. And so they assume that they command things. They have some wrong notions about it, and therefore they violate dharma. And therefore the Upanishads and other literature comes forth, the wise people come forward and they tell you what is dharma so that you do not violate it. Because if a thing violates dharma, that will create havoc in the world. The violation of dharma creates havoc. It destroys the systems. That's why you see a cow, it never eats meat. And a lion or a tiger, it never eats grass. They follow dharma. That is their dharma. So cow eating grass, lion killing and eating an animal in the forest, these things are not considered adharma. There is no adharma in it. Here there is a question. So, digestive issues. I am experiencing digestive issues as a vegetarian. The conclusion is wrong. You are experiencing digestive issues because of age or the microbiome imbalance in your gut. Okay? Or you are drinking too much coffee and producing more acid, etc. Some wrong thing you are doing, and you are messing up with your gut, and that's why you are experiencing digestive issues. Not because you are vegetarian. No, you got a wrong conclusion. You remain a vegetarian. Okay? And consider a good gastroenterologist about these digestive issues. And if you find a good gastroenterologist around, let me know also. Okay? So it is nothing to do with vegetarianism. It has got everything to do with the microbiome. You see, you say this is my body, you don't have a right to say my body. Because suppose you as a human body, if you are the human body, as a human body, you have, let us say roughly, you are constituted by 1 trillion cells. That is a small number. I gave you one unit. You are constituted by 1 trillion cells, whereas 100 trillion. 100 trillion cells you are constituted by, whereas the microbiome has 500 trillion cells. Now this body, are you the body now? You are not the body. The microbiome, the body belongs to the microbiome, the bacteria. Only they are small cells. That's why their number, you do not see the impact of that number. Therefore, that is responsible for the digestive issues. So I feel strongly about not eating animals for ethical reasons. No, you should not eat meat. Meat is not good for health. Ethical reasons, good, that is there. And also biological reasons, health reasons also, you should not eat meat. Okay? And you eat vegetarian food, that oshadhibhyonnam. The annam is what you eat, and that comes from herbs. Oshadhi is plants, and etc. So, oshadhayaha phalapākantāḥ. That is ityamaraha. That is amaraneghantu. Means,
Phalapākantam annam.
oshadhayaha. Oshadhayah phalapākantāḥ. Ityamaraha. Oshadhibhyonnam is the Upanishadic statement. Therefore, that a plant is there, it grows, gives its grains or fruits or what, vegetables or whatever, and the plant dies. Like rice you eat, the rice plant, it gives rice grains from which you get rice, but by the time you harvest the rice, the plant is not alive, it is dead. In fact, all harvesting is done only after the plant dies. Rice. These are called oshadhis. Even plantain is an oshadhi. The banana fruit, by the time you get the bananas, ripe bananas from the plant is not alive anymore. Its life has come to an end. Everything is like that. Potato is like that. Peanuts. So whatever grows on the surface of the earth or below the earth also, they are all oshadhis, means they give their produce, and in the process, their life comes to an end. That is the oshadhi. And so let that be your food. Okay? Therefore, vegans are really following the Upanishadic Dharma. These are the vegans. Vegans, not vegans. Okay, vegans. The spelling doesn't seem to be right, but let us say like that, vegans. Okay? Therefore, how can I support my health without compromising my values? I told you, you take care of your health. That is very, very essential. Consult a good gastroenterologist, and you take the right food. They sell probiotics. Don't consume a lot of probiotics, because probiotics means only one kind of biome will be, the diversity will not be there. One kind of good bacteria is introduced in large amounts into the tummy, only one kind. There is no diversity. You need diversity, and therefore you eat vegetables and fruits and other such proper food that helps you generate the proper microbiome. You have to carefully do it. It takes some time to generate it. Not just purchase 2-3 bottles of probiotics and go on eating. That doesn't work all the time. Anyway, you consult a good gastroenterologist and be healthy and remain a vegetarian. Therefore, dharma. In the context of dharma, you have to understand that while to maintain this body, healthy or otherwise, you should not hurt any living being. That ahimsa paramo dharma. So in the context of that question, the dharma is also further understood. Then dharma is defined in one way. In Christianity, in Islam, in Zoroastrianism, in Hindu dharma, in Hindu scriptural texts, at least 4 I have seen. it is defined exactly this way. And that is dharma which you want others to do to you. You perform it to others, the same thing. That is dharma. This definition. It is there in Bible. It is there in Quran. It is there in, of course, our Hindu texts. Sukham va yadi va dukkham atmaupamyena sarvatra sayogi paramo mataha. It is there in Gita. It is there in Upanishads. In Telugu also, oru layyavi onarinchina. Like that it is said in Telugu also. What do you want the other person to do to you? The same thing you do to others. That becomes dharma. That is a beautiful definition of dharma, and it is very interesting that these basic texts of all the religions, not the practices, etc., that come based on belief systems, that they may be differing, but the basic texts of the religions, like what Jesus Christ said, what is said in Quran in some places, etc., and what is said in Upanishads, they all say the same thing. Of course, Buddha, Jaina, they all say the same thing. Ahimsa paramo dharma. Sometimes you hear, all religions do not say the same thing. You hear. That is true. They do not say the same thing. It is like physics and chemistry are not the same thing. Yeah, they are not the same thing. So you want to look at what is common in all religions, or you want to highlight the divisions among the religions? What is it that you want to highlight? Now it has become a fashion to highlight the divisions among the religions. You highlight the divisions and then write a book. All religions do not tell the same thing. Like that you write a book. Very easy to write. Very easy, because they do not say the same thing. For example, you perform a Vedic ritual, you will go to Svarga. You follow Christian belief system, you will not go to Svarga, you will go to heaven. And you follow Islamic principle, you will not go to heaven, you will go to paradise. And Jannat. Jannat is paradise. And you follow Vaishnavism, you will go to Vaikuntha. You follow Krishna consciousness, you don't go to Vaikuntha, you go to Goloka. So all religions are not same, they are different. You write a book on it. Is that the point? That is not the point. The point is, all religions say ahimsa paramo dharma. They say that. No, that religion is not saying, then it is wrong. They should say ahimsa paramo dharma. In every religion, ahimsa paramo dharma is said and violated. Why violate? Because you want to perform a ritual to fulfill a desire or to overcome a fear which is rooted in ignorance, and in the process you do himsa. It is there. Buddha opposed it. Jesus Christ opposed it. In the name of Shabbat, you allow himsa to happen. Jesus Christ opposed it. Mahavira opposed it. Therefore, ahimsa paramo dharma. You have to see the common point in all the religions, the good points which are common in all the religions, and then that is the right thing, and you highlight that. You need not belong to a particular religion. You should have the goodness that is there in all religions, and that is called dharma. So the difference between dharma and mata, that has to be kept carefully in mind. Therefore, anyway, I am entirely focusing on dharanat dharma ityahuhu. Dharmo dharayati prajaha. Dharma is that which keeps people together. As long as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra was not based on birth, It is coming, it will come in Yakṣapraśnāḥ. It was not based on birth. It was based on guna and karma. So long that was dharma and that was a social capital, as our friend was saying. But guna karma vibhāgaśah. And you violate dharma, replace guna karma with janma, you violated dharma, then it has become divisive. You see the difference? Dharma unites, and whatever violates dharma divides. So you see, dharma unites. I tell you example, a person who is trained as a pilot of the aeroplane in America is doing a job as a pilot in India. Why? Because the aeroplanes, they follow Bernoulli's principle, etc. That Bernoulli's principle is the dharma. That dharma, it doesn't change from America to India. It is the same. That's why the pilot who is trained in Germany is flying our indigo planes. Because that is the dharma. It is the same everywhere. Whereas, suppose a priest who is trained in the worship of Vaishnavite God, can he be employed in a church? No. In fact, he creates discord. It becomes a fight between, you see, these Shiva Vishnu temple priests, they don't look at each other, they hate each other. There are temples in this country, very amazing name, who coined it, unfortunate name it is, Shiva Vishnu temple. What a name coin it is. We have divided already in the naming itself, you have divided. And the Shiva temple facing east, Vishnu temple faces west. And the quarters for the priests are within the same premises, and they have to put a wall between the Vishnu quarters and priest and the Shiva priest. You have to put a wall between them. They don't like each other. The similar thing may occur in other branches, other religions also. Like the Catholics and the Protestants, they fight with each other. Very badly they fight. If you go to Belfast, they throw bombs at each other, I suppose. Therefore, they divide. That is not the dharma, that is belief. The dharma unites. And that's why I always emphasize Jesus Christ. It's not that I have to say it as a sermon or as a posturing I have to say it, therefore I am saying. No. I am saying because I see it. Jesus Christ, Shankara, Buddha, Confucius said the same truth. That is dharma. They said many different things. And now you collect all those different things and then conclude they say different things. That is not the right that is not the way to proceed about it. They say the same truth. The truth is one. The oneness of the truth, and it is in every human heart. The same truth is in your heart, in my. This language, this is the language of dharma. Kshetrajñañcapi mam vidhi sarvakshetreshu bharata. All kshetras means body mind. The light in every single body mind is one and the same, and that is the God. And you are that God. You see that, how open it is? Even Saint Paul said, there is a Christ in every human heart. You see, we talk of implicit dharma, explicit dharma. Implicit vision, explicit vision. What is the explicit vision? In every life form, all around, there is the same light of awareness. Same. not different. Body minds are different, but the light of awareness is the same in all life forms. And you have that vision. That is called explicit vision. Outer. The same light is in myself. Myself is not the ego, myself is not the body, myself is not the organs, myself is that same light. The light which is in all life form, the same light is myself. That is implicit vision. Okay? So, in the Christian mysticism, you come to the first conclusion that sarvakshetreshu kshetrajña is the same. That is called the Son of Christ. Christ, the Son, not the Son of God, Christ. That is Christ. What is Christ? You see the same light of Atma in all life forms. That is Christ. And then you see the same light is in you. That is God. So you come to Christhood, then you come to Godhood. You got the point? This is how Dharma it is. It combines all. That is the way Dharma has to be understood. And and the one who knows Dharma, he is the wise man. He is the paṃḍiḥ. So dharmajñaḥ, paṃḍito, jñeyo. Then next question. Let us say the next question. I have said enough about Dharma. Some more will come anyway. Nāstikaḥ kaśca ucyate. Kaśca, which person? Nāstikaḥ, an atheist. Ucyate, is said. That is the question. Who is an atheist? Nāstikaḥ. The agnostic is somewhat different. Atheist. Many atheists are there. India had everybody. India not only has all the great acharyas, there were great atheists also. Like Charvaka is an atheist. And he is Charuvāca. So he speaks very nice thing. You feel good to hear those things. Like tummy, you allow it to enjoy. The sense pleasures are there, enjoy them. So God, etc., we will come to it later, forget about it. Khavo, pivo, mija karo. That is what he enjoy. Drink, dance and enjoy. That is what he says, and so nice to hear. That's why he is called Charuvāca. That U is dropped, it became Charuvāca. Anyway, the atheist. There are atheists everywhere. And how do you describe the atheist? That is the Yakṣa asked. The answer, nāstiko mūrkha ucyate. Mūrkha is not an abusive word. Even mūrkha is not an abusive word. Mūrkha is deluded. Mūrkha, okay? Mūrkha is stupid, idiot. That is mūrkha. Fool, you can also say fool. Idiot, stupid, fool. Who is a fool or idiot? Means he fails to understand. That is mūrkha. Mūrkha is not failing to understand. Failing to understand is okay. One who confuses one thing for the other, that is mūrkha. Moha vaichitye. Confused guy, that is mūrkhaḥ. Stupid guy, that is mūrkhaḥ. Why nāstika is a mūrkha? Because he is stupid. He can understand up to a point. Just one step above he cannot understand. He is stupid. How? You see, what is the world? World is a conglomerate of opposites. That is the world. In fact, we say all manifestation is in opposites. Opposites only. No, God created the world. It means God created the opposites. Okay? God created day and night. God created east, west, up, down. Okay? Solid, liquid, solid, fluid, you say. Opposites. And then dharma, dharma, punya, papa, merit, demerit. And then, so like that, sukha, dukha, pleasure, pain. Entire creation is opposites only. Sri Krishna also says very well. So, dvandva word he uses a lot. And he advises to rise above the dvandvas. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho. So, dvandvas are there. So, you see, he presents a dvandva. You like, you dislike. That is one dvandva. You say, I love, and then you say hate. That is dvandva. So, nirdvandvaha, one who rises above the pair of these opposites, these pairs of opposites. The entire creation, male, female, biological opposites, is all manifestation is in the form of opposites. And then in these opposites, you come to the most fundamental opposites. Like what? Knowledge, ignorance. That is a pair of opposites. Okay? Then the most fundamental, even more fundamental than knowledge and ignorance, jnanam, ajnanam, more fundamental than that, is and is not. Asti, nasti, that is considered the most fundamental pair of opposites. One step above, knows, doesn't know. Knows, does not know. One step above, pleasure, pain. Further, further, further. Good, bad. So many opposites will come. The most fundamental is asti, nasti. And the nāstika is the one who is caught in this pair of opposites and fails to rise above that. Because the real is not in the opposites. The real is always above the opposites. Like sukha, dukkha. Sukha and dukkha, a pair of opposites. Kha is real. Neither sukha is real nor dukkha is real. Sukha comes and goes, dukkha comes and goes, kha remains. Kha is the space. So good weather, bad weather. The good weather comes and goes. Bad weather comes and goes. But the space in which good weather and bad weather happen, it neither comes nor goes. Suppose you are conscious of good weather and bad weather, and you remain ignorant of space, should you be called mūrkha or not? That is how it goes. Then when it comes to sukha dukkha, there kha is this mental space. The mental space is good, that is sukha. The mental space is bad, that is dukkha. So you are caught in the pair of opposites of sukha and dukkha and fail to understand the consciousness in its fundamental nature, you fail to understand. Therefore, the people are stupid in that sense. Okay? Now come to the most fundamental pair of opposites, asti, nasti. You should rise above this pair of opposites. In Gita, Sri Krishna says, na sattan asaducyate. The real, you cannot put it as asti. Okay, then we put it as nasti. No, you cannot put it as nasti also. Because when you say asti, it is limited in space and time and as a form. Desha-kala vastu parichheda, you describe it as asti. And when this desha-kala vastu parichheda, you cannot apply to something. It is here, you cannot say that. It is here or there, you cannot say that. It is now or then, you cannot say that. It has this form or that form, you cannot say that. Means you cannot put it in the conditionings of desha-kala vastu parichheda. You cannot do that. Such a thing is called nasti. Okay? Like ghataha asti. Asti means what? Ghataha asti means it is in this particular shape and it is here and it is now. Ghataha nasti. What does it mean? It means that particular shape is not there here, not there now. Okay? That is the asti nasti, the most fundamental pair of opposites. The real is neither in asti nor in nasti. The real is that which goes beyond the descriptions of asti or nasti. Did you understand that? I will ask you a question to make the whole description simple. Two people are fighting. One person says, God is, Bhagavan hai. And somebody else is saying, no, Bhagavan nahi hai. Who knows God among the two? You tell me, who knows God among the two? Neither. Okay? Because God cannot be fit into that pair of opposites. Is not. That's why who is mūrkha now? God is arguing. God is not, somebody else is arguing. Who is mūrkha now? Both are mūrkha. Both are mūrkha. But this God is guy, he is leaning towards the real, because the real somehow can be described only, the is connected to the real. Whereas the is not guy is totally disconnecting himself from the real. Even remotely also he is not establishing any contact with the real. And hence, though both are mūrkhas, nāstika is particularly described as mūrkhaḥ. Astikaḥ has a chance to come to the truth, but nāstikaḥ, he has lost that chance. Therefore he is mūrkhaḥ. Then this is also described in the Upanishad in a very beautiful way. Upanishad said, dear sir, what do you say? God is not. That is what I declare. That is the nāstikaḥ. God is not. Now, are you? Are you? You tell. I am. Then God is. Suppose you say, I am not. Then God is not. How is this? This vision is something very unique. So, asanneva sabhavati asad brahmeti veda ched brahma nahi hai. That is how he looks at it. Brahma is God, not there. That is how he looks at it. That means that person, he is looking at the absence of himself. And therefore mūrkhaḥ. Because how can he be absent? He is not absent. If he is absent, then who is asserting I am absent? Who is asserting that I am absent? The absence cannot assert. The absence of something cannot assert the absence. The absence cannot assert itself. Because it is absence. Absence अपने बारे में कुछ बोल नहीं सकता है. Right? Do you agree with that? Therefore, here is somebody who is asserting that I am, and I maintain that God is not. So, therefore, he is contradicting himself. Okay? Because if I am, God is. You see, Moses was going. He came across a bush on fire. The bush on fire, bush is this world. Fire is knowledge, that is symbolically. And then he felt that there is somebody behind that bush on fire. He asked, who is that? The answer is, I am. What do you mean by I am? I am that I am. That is the answer which Moses got. Means the amness, which is the isness, absolute, is the Brahman, is the God. The isness absolute, which transcends the is as well as the is not. Got the point? Is relative. Is not is relative. The absolute isness, which transcends both is and is not, the relative, that is God. Got the point? Then somebody may argue, why not absolute is not? Okay, the answer is, there can only be absolute for is, there cannot be absolute for is not. Because is, the flower is, the table is, the pot is, this is, that is. So in all such limited is, there is the absolute is. Therefore, is can have the absolute. But when it comes to is not, nothingness is always relative. Is not, what is not? Always relative. Is not is relative, never absolute. Only is can be absolute. And therefore, who maintains the absolute isness, he knows the truth of God. In other words, he knows the real, which is the absolute isness. And one who maintains that is not is absolute is mūrkhaḥ, because is not can never ever be absolute. It can only be relative. And that critical point he missed. That's why he is the stupid. Okay? This is explained in the Upanishad. In one Upanishad I said, there is another Upanishad, Kathopanishad. Astityevopalabdhavyah tattva prasidati. Astiti bruvatoñyatra. Like that, there is one more line. Okay? Now, I want to know God. I want to find where God is. You do one thing. You say, you hold on to that isness. Isness. What is the most fundamental isness? I am. Everything else comes later. The most fundamental being is myself. I am. Now forget about I am, that is English grammar. I be. I be. Okay? So, under the absolute being, the real, which is Brahman, where else can it be other than the one who experiences his own being? Did you get that? The absolute being, which is the Godhead, where else can you find it other than the heart which experiences that being? This is the Aham Brahmasmi. Okay? And therefore what you do is, don't say nasti, nasti, nasti. Don't do that mistake. Because in some of these schools, some of the meditation schools also, and some of the Buddhist schools also, they tell us very good principles of meditation which Buddha taught. Buddha did not teach nothingness. Buddha taught no thingness, not nothingness. The real is not a thing. There are things and things and things, and so the real is also a thing. No. We are all people everywhere. God is another person. No. That is what the religions have made. There are people everywhere. In India people are there, in America people are there, in Africa people are there, in Vaikuntha also people are there, and among those people, one particular people is God. Right? No. There are things. Brahma is another thing. No. So, Buddha said, the real is not a thing. That is what Buddha said. He did not advocate nothingness, shunya. Okay? Therefore, but some of the schools of Buddhists who followed Buddha, they interpreted what Buddha said. The no-thingness is interpreted as nothingness, shunya. They adopt all the meditation procedures of Buddha, whatever procedures Buddha taught. Some of those Buddha meditations we also do. They follow all that. The meditation part is wonderful. Loving kindness meditation. That is what Buddha taught. They do that. But then they say nasti. And therefore what happens is, you feel in yourself, I am. That is how you feel. What is the fundamental thing that you feel in yourself? The anubhuti. The fundamental feeling in depth. What is it? I be. That is the feeling. Now what you have to do? No, there is no I be. I be is not be. I be is not there. That is what you have to say. And then somebody tells you, you feel I be, it is not there. I be, it is nothing. I be, it is not there. Every time you feel I be, no, I be is not there. Like that you have to tell. That is mūrkhaḥ. Therefore, don't do that mistake. You adopt it, you embrace it. You embrace it. Astityevopalabdhavyah. You embrace it. You understand. That is what you are. I am, and I know that I am. Is that not your fundamental reality? That is your fundamental reality. You embrace it. Astityevopalabdhavyah. When you embrace it, if any conditioning that is associated with that asti, the conditioning coming from the body, mind, etc., will vanish. And then the tattvabhavaḥ, the unconditioned, absolute being, prasidati, it shines, it comes into its own and it shines. Therefore, this is wisdom. You have to stay with asti and arrive into the absolute being. That is wisdom. And that asti is with you all the time. Aham asmi, I am, I be. It is all the time with you. And now you fight against it. You try to disown it. That is stupidity. Nāstiko mūrkha ucyate. Got it? So, but then Nastika people, they may have their own arguments. These arguments will never reach anywhere. I am not suggesting asti is established based on argument. That is not what I am trying to tell you. Though I have presented 2, 3, 4 arguments for making a point well established, I am not advising you to rely upon arguments. I am advising you to rely upon your innermost experience of the being. You rely upon that. Don't disown it. I am, don't disown it. I am is the truth. If you disown that, then you are making a stupid thing. Don't do that mistake. That is the Vakya. Then next we come to ko mūrkhaḥ, let us say, ko mūrkhaḥ kaścakāmaḥ syāt. two more questions. In that one question is already answered. Ko mūrkhaḥ. Who is nāstika? Mūrkha. Who is mūrkha? Nāstika. That is answered. Okay? Now what is to be answered now? What is desire? Kaścakāmaḥ. What is desire? The answer. Saṃsārahetuśca. Kāmaḥ saṃsārahetuśca. The desire is that which binds you in ever-changing bondage of the world. Samsara is changeful. So, the bondage and the desire, they are interconnected. It is the desire which binds you. This is an important topic which we have covered a few times, but still one more time we will discuss it a little and then go to the final part of the verse. Let us say, Ko matsara iti smṛtaḥ hṛttāpo matsara smṛtaḥ. This we will see tomorrow. Kāmaḥ saṃsārahetuः, matsaraḥ hṛttāpah. So the matsaraḥ, in smṛtaḥ it becomes matsaryam also. Okay? That is the heart burn, hṛttāpah. So these two things we have to see. So then one question. I uphold the continuity of the waking state by allowing the mind to move unchecked. Am I right? I did not understand the question. You please rephrase it. You rephrase the question. It doesn't sound cogent. Okay? Remove it. After it is rephrased, we will look at it. We'll come back. Om Purnamadaḥ Purnamidam Purnasya